I hope these are considered classics. I don't know too much about what this story is about, but I'm gonna find out. Hello! Hi everyone, it's me, Jess, with another video. This is the time of year where I film a lot of videos. More than usual, and it's just because, excuse the hair mess, it's just because, well, it's that time of year where there's a lot of content in the booktube world, lots of lists for the year and end of year and all of that jazz. So I'm here with a list of 10 classics for 2023. I love putting this list together. I'm not so good at following through with reading this list, but hopefully this year it's a fresh start and I can try, yes, try again, and I will. So this video has 10 books for 2023 that I hope to get to and that I'm very excited about. The first is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. North and South. What a pretty cover. Oh, can you see it? It's not focusing. It's focusing on me. North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is the story of Margaret Hale, who moves from a country town, country village, to a larger town in northern England that is an industrialized town, and she works. Does she work in the mill? I'm not sure. I'm imagining she works in the mill. Haven't read it yet. And she develops a very strong sense of social justice. Right up my alley. I'm sure I'm going to love it. And I think she also falls in love. But that's really all I know about this novel. But I definitely want to read it. That is number one on my list. Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. The greatest American novel in the second half of the 20th century, the classic representation of the American Black experience. I was just reading the plot summary and it doesn't say too much about it on the back, and I don't know, I don't want to know too much about what this is about. I just know that it's about a man who gets involved with a group called the Brotherhood in Harlem, and that's really all I know about it. And it does say on the back in an introduction by Ralph Ellison that he says, "My task was one of revealing the human universals hidden within the plight of one who was both Black and American, and not only as a means of conveying my personal vision of possibility, but as a way of dealing with the sheer rhetorical challenge involved in communicating across our barriers of race and religion, class, color, and region. Barriers which consist of the many strategies of division that are designed and still function to prevent what would otherwise have been a more or less natural recognition of the reality of Black and white fraternity." Anyway, I'm sure it's going to be really good and very fascinating and a very interesting look into the life of a Black man at a very specific time. I have heard good things about it. Some of these will be considered modern classics. This one will be for sure. This is Nora Ephron, Heartburn. I mean, it's published by Virago, modern classic in, the 80s. That's now, I'm putting it in my classics pile. You could argue with me about it in the comments if you want. I welcome diverse opinions. But Nora Ephron, Heartburn. I picked this up when I was in the UK and I really want to read it. It's about Rachel, a cookery writer, who discovers that her husband is in love with another woman. So it's about their relationship under that strain. I think it will be fantastic. Another book that I picked up, the next two I picked up when I was in the UK, The Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. I think that's how you say that last name. This is fictional story about the woman, the wife in Jane Eyre, the woman in the attic, who is married to a Creole heiress, Antoinette Causeway, who was the mad woman in Jane Eyre. So I've been wanting to read this since I read Jane Eyre, because I actually thought that I heard about it at that point, and I thought that it would be really interesting to read. I think I am going to get to quite a few of these this year, just because I feel more excited about them. No, I was excited about the ones that I had last year. I don't know why I didn't get to them. Other things just popped up that I wanted to read. Nancy Mitford's Love in a Cold Climate. I haven't read any of the Mitford sisters' books. It says it's the follow-up to The Pursuit of Love. So I feel like maybe I should have gotten The Pursuit of Love, but I don't have a copy of The Pursuit of Love, so I guess I'm starting. Maybe it's a mistake. But I'm going to read this, and then if I really like it, I'll go back and read The Pursuit of Love. This is like a society story. It says, groomed for the perfect marriage by her mother, fearsome Lady Montador, Polly, instead scandalizes society by declaring her love for her uncle, Boy Dugdale. Sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be one of those funny, hilarious society stories. And then I had to pick a Jane Austen because I did really enjoy Persuasion, so I had to pick a Jane Austen. So I think I'm going to read Northanger Abbey because I've heard many good things about it. This is the story of charming Catherine Morland, who is obsessed with reading Gothic romance and horror. This sounds like it'll be really fun. I think I'm really going to like it. She has a melodramatic imagination, and it's threatening to run away with her. Anyway, I think she'll be a good character, and I think hopefully I will enjoy it like I did Persuasion. Last year I had Beloved by Toni Morrison on my list, and I didn't get to it. So rather than going back and putting Beloved on my list, I just decided to pick a different Toni Morrison, just because she has quite a number of really high quality books. So I think you could start anywhere with her, and I've heard really good things about this one as well. So I added The Bluest Eye to my list this time, and yeah, I really need to put the pressure on myself to get to this one. This is the story of Piccola Breedlove, a young black girl, and she prays every day for beauty. And she's mocked by other children for her dark skin, her curly hair, and her brown eyes, which set her apart. And of course, she wants to have blonde hair and blue eyes that she thinks will mean that she'll finally fit in. She's probably not wrong about that, which is awful, of course. So her dream grows more and more fervent. Her family slowly starts to disintegrate in the face of adversity and strife. So I think this is going to be fantastic. I've heard really, really, really good things about it. It's her first novel, and it, of course, asks powerful questions about race, class, and gender, with the subtlety and grace that have always characterized her writing. Yeah, gotta read it, like, tomorrow, along with the other books that I'm going to read tomorrow. Invisible Cities. I talked about this in a recent book haul. I think this is about Venice. It's kind of a love letter to Venice by Italo Calvino. It's pretty short, so I think this will be a nice read. I've been to Venice, so I think it would be a really fun read. Stoner by John Williams. This is the story of a university professor and his life. It's a vignette of a person's life. It's supposed to be really, really good. He has a quiet life. Stoner tells of the conflicts, defeats, and victories of the human race that pass unrecorded by history and reclaims the significance of an individual life. I mean, that sounds like a nice read. I think, you know, I've heard really good things as well. And then finally, the big one, the little beast of the year, is Middlemarch. And who knows if I'll get to it, who knows when I'll get to it, who knows how long it will take me to read, but it's on there and I want to get to it, and I think it'll be great when I do. It's about Middle England. It's about provincial life. It's something that I'm sure I'm going to be able to somehow understand and enjoy. It'll be the first time I read George Eliot's A Study of Provincial Life. And yes, yeah. It explores the fictional 19th century Midlands town in the midst of modern changes. So for those of you who don't know, I have family in the Midlands. Half of my heritage is from that part of the UK. My roots go back, way back. Way back. And so I think that there will be some sentimental feelings in reading Middlemarch. Oh, that's Nola growling or moaning. He moans when he sleeps. He's moaning in the background. So that's the last one on my list of 10. So those are the 10 classics that I hope to get through this year. There you go. 10 classics for 2023. Let me know in the comments below if you like reading classics. Let me know if you're curious about any of these or if you're planning to read any classics this year. Let me know if you want to read any of these. Yeah. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.